conference.
She also was here for kindergarten and first before she went to Greenwich. Member of the competition cheerleading team for 2 seasons. Her teammates and coach remember her as a sweet and compassionate young lady. She was always smiling and laughing and trying to make others laugh as well. Avid artist with pieces of work, as you can see. Studio and art, digital and photography, study in painting, study in drawing. You want to read your quote?
Yeah. So her art teacher, Miss Luke.
Hold on a second. Please switch the mics.
All of them?
Yeah. I'll play it. So you have to get closer together.
Okay, we can do that then. Here, I'll move over a little bit. There you go.
So her art teacher, one of her art teachers, she had 2. She had Mr. Winslow and Mrs. Luke. A quote from Miss Luke: Kaylin was a bright and creative young woman who put her heart into all that she did. She faced artistic problems with a positive attitude and consistently challenged herself. She was a joy to work with and a positive role model for her peers. So some of the pieces you see have been published in our district Looking Glass and Art Literary Journal.
We'll move the mics over to Katie if she wants to read the next quote. So Kalyn was involved in our FFA program, which is Future Farmers of America, for 1 year. The advisor of the program is Mary Foote. She also runs our ag program here in Schuylerville. Mary Foote says that she was a friendly face in the classroom during FFA meetings. Her smile and her ability to make those around her laugh find her one of the most entertaining students in FFA. She was kind, caring, and compassionate. She really was a friend to all and cared about everyone around her. And that just demonstrates the type of student she was, the person she was, and the loss that this entire community will feel.
Name the teacher once more.
Yes, Mary Foote. F-O-O-T-E.
And another, go.
We have one final quote to read, and then we'll open it up for
One more quote, yeah, from her English teacher, Karen Mento. Kaylin was a hard worker, was always prepared for school. She tried her best and was a positive influence on her peers. Kaylin was kind and considerate to those around her and was a joy to have in class. And that's Carrie Lofrumento, Lofrumento.
And at this point, we'll open it up for questions from you guys, whatever you'd like to ask. Just the only thing we cannot comment on, obviously, is the police investigation.
Kaylin was a member of your community, and she still has siblings in the school district, correct? Can you just talk about, from your heart, what kind of an impact this has when, she's still very young, and you still have her siblings in school, and how this has impacted you and your school community?
I'd love to answer this. Yeah, as a school leader, I think one of the things we do first and foremost is take care of our kids, whether they be a kindergarten or a 12th grader. And here in Schuylerville, we have a very, very close-knit community, and we say to them upon graduation that we will always be your school family. We will always be here to support you and take care of you and love you. And when something happens to one of our students who graduated, it hurts our hearts just as much as when they're here. But certainly in this situation, we have her siblings, one in 9th grade, one in 7th grade, and they need our love and our support. And our goal is, obviously, it doesn't end now. We have many, many years of love and support to provide for them and to help them through the healing process. And it is a long process. And I think as educators, it's our goal to teach students how to handle tragedy and how to get through hard, difficult things in life. And I think in today's day and age, the students have experienced a lot of that, but this type of tragedy and this type of grief for young kids can be very traumatic. And it's our goal as educators and as a community to support them with love and kindness so that they can heal and grow from this and really bring Kaylyn's light and love further into the world as they carry on their lives.
Gregg, how do you hold the hands of these young people and carry them through this and help them understand what's happened here?
Well, we have been in touch with the family. Obviously, they're pretty devastated right now. We plan on going to see them tomorrow. the three of us, so the 7th and 9th grader can see eyes on us. We're just do our best to support them, and these guys got their counselors together just in case students and or staff needed them. But we're present for our students every day, and we will continue to be, and we will be helping the family. We will be working with those kids to make sure that whenever they transition back, that it can go as flawless as possible.
Can you talk a little bit more just about Kalyn? She was involved in a lot of different things. Just talk a little bit about what made her, I'm sure you think all of your students stand out, but what made her stand out?
Well, I think in some of the quotes you heard, the light, the passion that she has as a student for her family and for her peers. And if you saw, I'm sure you've seen that picture so many times, and that speaks to her. The love in her face, the picture of her with the 2 dogs, and that's kind of how she demonstrated herself to the school community and with her peers. And as you heard from the teachers, they loved her and adored her.
Her time here was so short, but what do you think her legacy will be within your school, and how will you continue that?
I think as you look at the table and you look at the artwork that she produced in a short amount of time, and as Gregg referenced, her smile was infectious. Her smile would light up a room. Her personality would light up any classroom that she walked into, or any club activity that she participated in. And it's that piece that is her lasting legacy with us. This artwork we still have 2 years after her graduation, and that just speaks volumes to the impact she had while she was here. And you have to remember, she went through school at a pretty tough time for young adults to go through school, and for her to have the impact she did speaks volumes to the way she was.
You mentioned, counselors available and things like that. Are students coming in and reaching out to the counselors? What was it kind of like yesterday when everybody came back to the classroom?
I think as an administrator, you never know what any day will bring, and we are always ready to support students. I think yesterday students were really hearing about it for the first time, and we did have some students down to our student services to reach out with our counselors, and our counselors do an outstanding job of supporting students. And really, I think one of the roles for peers is to help support the students when they return. So it's helping them process through the information and helping them to be a support to their friends when they come back to school.
A lot of times, students especially, their personality comes out through their artwork. Looking around at this, it's very different styles. Do you think that this is representative of the kind of person she was, these bright colors?
Yes, I think the bright colors speaks volumes to, again, her smile, but then the diversity in the type of art classes that she took here. Taking digital photography, studio and drawing, studio and painting, studio and art. Those classes lend themselves to different mediums, and she was able to master her skill in each of those and produce high-quality work that was a reflection of the type of student that she was.
Any closing thoughts that you'd like to share with just maybe about how, I know you said you talked to her family, anything that you just want to share that maybe her family wanted to share, or anything like that we just don't know?
Well, factually, they're appreciative of all the community support and the students and staff. They're getting an outpouring of support because that's what we do here. We did a moment of silence last night at our board meeting on their behalf. But I just ask that you keep the family in your thoughts and prayers. Like Mrs. Elser said, when those kids come back to school, that's when they're going to need us the most. But we're there for the family. If they need anything from the school district, we'll be there.
Was there an announcement made Monday morning about the incident at all to say what happened or anything like that, or just how did the student body?
We did not make an announcement Monday morning because her name was not released until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and one of the things we wanted to do was not speculate or spread false information. Ms. Kane did put together a great press release for our students and staff to see based off of the information that we were getting through social media and personal contacts.
Mm-hmm.
Picture over here, the green portrait, is that a self-portrait? Do you know of?
It's a self-reflection, yes.
Self-reflection, as well as the red-headed girl over here to the right.
That I'm not sure of.
It's digital.
And the
that's a digital photography piece.
okay, and the Nike, that be her as well, kind of self-portrait or not?
Yes, that was a self-portrait of her and a very good friend of hers while she was in high school.
And obviously one dog.
Mm-hmm.
Do these pictures kind of tell a story of her, in a way? Bouncing off of the previous question, you feel these kind of tell her story?
They do.
I think so.
Can you talk about that?
So anytime a student transfers into a school district, it's usually, there's a transition period for them. As you can see with what she was able to do in the classroom and the impact she made on teachers and her classmates, it was seamless for her because of her bright smile, her caring and warming personality, and the way that she could adapt and make connections with people. And I think that's the biggest legacy that she leaves is her smile, her face, and the way that she welcomed everyone in just like they welcomed her.
When she left high school here, what did she do after that? Was she pursuing?
She had postgraduate plans. We cannot verify whether or not she attended them.
Correct.
Was she working within the community, had a job she liked, or do you know anything like that?
She worked CVS in Greenwich. And there were some people there quoting her and their love for her that are employees at CVS. I saw that yesterday. Welcome.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You've been listening live to a news conference at Schuylerville High School about Kaylin Gillis and her tragic passing. School administrators, including the superintendent, talking about the type of student she was, and they shared the artwork that you just saw, an avid artist, and they still have that artwork on display, they say. Her lasting legacy is her infectious smile, how kind she was to everyone, the emotion in the school administrators' faces about just this tragic passing. Again, Kaylin Gillis died over the weekend in Washington County. Law enforcement saying that she and some friends pulled into the wrong driveway while looking for another friend's house, and the homeowner, the sheriff of Washington County says, came out and shot at that car. Tragically, Kaylin Gillis was killed. She was a 2021 graduate of Schuylerville High School. The school administrators talked a lot about the impact that she had on that school community, and her two siblings who are still students at the school in 9th grade and 7th grade. They will be visiting the family, the school administrators say, and will be, of course, providing support for those two students and for all students impacted by this untimely death. So we, of course, have team coverage of this tragic story once again starting on Live at 4 right here on News Channel 13. We will bring you the latest information then. For now, I'm Sabrina Dami. We'll see you live at 4.